Hi good people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, welcome to the family and please consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on the next video. My name is Pauline Njoroge, and from the title you can see our today's topic. I want to talk about a very critical point that ladies find themselves, where you have to decide what comes first, at what point, why, and how you'll do it. Yeah, so if someone asks you today, as a woman, between family and career, what will you choose and why? And will you be proud of your decisions 10 years later, 5 years later, 20 years later? Will you be comfortable with that? Are you going to look back and say, I'm glad I did this, I have no regrets whatsoever? Yeah, so this is a topic that most people are not comfortable talking about, and it's a very sensitive one because most people, almost every woman, find themselves in this particular situation at one point in life, and you have to decide, what will I do first, what will I focus on first? Because for me, I believe when it comes to bringing up a family, a woman has more to give than a man, 100%. Women give more, especially when it comes to childbearing, because you have to sacrifice a lot. Your body will change, how you look, how you do things. You'll have to avoid so many things during that period. So I feel ladies give more than men, and that's why sometimes you'll have to make a decision, because having a child, this now becomes a full-time job, a full-time job, and there's no retirement. It's a full-time job, it's a full-time career until you die, because it doesn't matter how old your kids are, but you are going to be responsible until you die, or maybe they die, God forbid. Because as much as I'm old, I can do everything on my own, I can take care of my own, but it's my mom's business, it's my father's business to take care of me. They have to call every time, they need to know how I'm doing, where and how. So once you become a parent, it's a full-time job, and I feel especially the first few years, a lady has more to give more than a man. Pardon me if I'm wrong, or maybe you can give your own opinions, but for me, I feel a woman gives more than a man when it comes to childbearing. I know, of course, men have their own way of doing more than ladies, especially when it comes to providing for the family. As a man, you need to do more than what a woman is doing, especially when it comes to taking care of them. It's your responsibility. So, as a woman, the first few years, I can call it the 5-year sacrifice, because that is when the kid needs you more than any other point in their life. Look at the first 9 months when you're carrying that pregnancy. To some ladies, this now becomes again a full-time job, because some of them, they are in and out of the hospital. There's some who are going to be on bed rest. They're going to be put on bed rest by the doctors. Some of them, they are unable to work completely, and so much changes happen to a woman. And some of them are not able to balance between work and career. Something else happens after now you have the baby, you have to be there every single minute. But of course, times have changed. Money has come to save most people, because back then, when we were brought up by our mothers, they had to do everything. But at the moment, if you have good money, you can have 2, 3, 4 house helps. You can even employ a night nurse to take care of the baby. You can sleep at night. But back in the days, our moms used to do everything. No sleeping. They have to wake up in the morning, get ready and prepare the family and everything. But at the moment, you can have money work for you at some point. But at the same time, you'll have to be involved 100%. So that's why I'm asking, between work and family, what do you choose, and at what point, and how do you do it? But for me, again, from my own opinion, you can be able to balance. You can be able to balance between family and career. But now the problem comes in, we are living in a society which is very judgmental. You are going to be judged when you succeed. You are going to be judged when you start a family when you're young. When you get a kid when you're young, someone is going to judge you. If you decide I'm going to focus on my career and I start a family later in life, someone is going to be judging you. Someone is going to be trolling you on social media. They'll be telling you, I don't know you are late. And I don't know how late is late. I don't know who even gave the time frame that you're supposed to do things. I don't know. This society is crazy. This era is so crazy. So how do you do it, ladies? So let me give my own opinion. I feel you can balance between the two. But before you decide on how to do it, I feel it's very important you consider a few things. So one thing that you need to consider is the family status. The family status is very important. Are you a single parent, or are you married, or are you going to be co-parenting? Because this is really important. This is one of the things that is going to affect between your career and your family life. Because as a single parent, it means you're doing everything on your own. You need money. And of course, now you have a family. You can't afford not to work unless maybe you have another streams of income that can make you stay at home and you're able to provide 100% to your family. If you're co-parenting, then it means you have to take care of some things. Maybe, I don't know how that happens, but of course it means you also need money. So of course now you'll have to continue working. If you're married, at the same time, do you have enough money as a couple? Because raising kids is very expensive. You don't count that you just have to give them food. Who said that? There's a lot that you need to do for those babies. You need to give them food, which is very expensive. You need to have a roof for them. You need food. You need food. You need shelter. You need clothing. You need health. You need to take care of their health. So it means you need to have some money to take care of them, because babies are very funny. 1 minute they're okay, the next minute you're on the way to the hospital. So it means you need to have money to take care of them. And of course, education is very expensive at the moment. And of course, you need to give them a good life. You need to take them for holidays. You need to do so much for them. And it's very expensive at the moment. So as a couple, do you have enough money to make your wife be a stay-at-home mom? And you'll have money that is coming in to provide for the family. So that is a decision that is to be made between you and your spouse. Then you can decide, do you still continue with your family, or do you go to work and balance the two? Now, another thing that you need to consider is long-term results. The decisions you're going to make now, they're going to affect you 10 years later, 20 years later, 50 years later. So you need to think of it, think around it, so that 50 years later, 20 years later, you don't look back and you regret your decisions. So this is something that you need to take time, think through it, and then now you can make an informed decision. Another thing, you can have a mentor. You can learn from someone else's experience. You don't have to be hit down by a car so that you can know you're supposed to look left and right before you cross the road. You don't have to learn from your own experience. You can learn from someone else's experience. You can learn from the experience, and then you make an informed decision. This is where a mentor comes in. You can talk to someone, get advice on how to do it, and then now you can make an informed decision. Yeah, so I feel those are very important points to consider, and I feel it's possible, because I've seen ladies who have beautiful families, they have lovely homes, and they have peaceful marriages, and they are still doing quite well in their career. So it's a matter of learning how to strike the balance. Unless you're looking for perfection, then you can balance the same. You know, someone who is looking for perfection, they want to do 100% on their career, or maybe they want to do 100% on parenting, then it's very hard for such a person to balance. But for someone who wants to do average or maybe above average, then I believe you can be able to strike a balance. So that is my own opinion. So what is your own opinion? What can you advise a young woman who is about to make that decision, who is in that stage where they feel, I need to decide, do I pursue my career 100%? Do I focus on my family 100%? Or maybe how do I strike a balance? So I want to know your views. I'll be leaving my email down there. You can talk to me if you have your own experience. Feel free to share with us so that we can also learn from you. Yeah, so I can even invite you. You come, we have a discussion, we have a talk, and we can advise the younger generation on what next and how to do things better so that they don't keep on living with regrets. Yeah, so that is my own opinion. That's my 5 cents. You are also allowed to give your own so that we can learn from each other. So thank you so much for your time. Watch, share, subscribe, and then I'll see you on the next video. So in the meantime, bye for now.